Well, hello, Novabug here, and I'm here with
Kim Justice.
Kim Justice, yes, big scoop for me. Well, there you go. So you are a YouTuber and columnist.
I am a columnist, yeah. I write for Retro Gamer and Retronauts mostly.
How did you get into that? Were you asked like head or did you apply,
I was kind of I was headhunted for Retro Gamer. Darren, the editor, just kind of got in touch with me. Just said, "Oh, I like your videos. Are you interested in writing, doing like freelance stuff for them?" And yeah, I kind of did. I've mostly done like Minority Reports, talking about like underrated games.
Yeah.
But also, like, probably like one of like, the proudest things I did. I did a big feature on the Amiga 500. Sort of got in touch with like a lot of people like David Pleasance, guys who worked in it like Chris Hulsbeck as well.
Yeah. Trying
to get into like, all aspects like the A500 story. And yeah, Retronauts I just applied for, and
got the gig.
And I got the gig. Yeah, Jeremy was like, "Oh yeah, I'd love to have you writing," and
cool.
I'm doing that ever since.
And you're a big Amiga fan, aren't you?
I am. Yeah. I mean, I kind of got into the Amiga quite late, as it happens. Christmas 1994.
That is quite late.
It is really late. Like, really, the system was dying, but no, I just loved it. I kind of remember what I played: Sensible Soccer, James
Classic.
Bond 2,
Cannon Fodder,
obviously. Syndicate was probably my favourite of them all.
Would you say Syndicate was your favourite game with it?
Syndicate on the Amiga was amazing to me. It's just because it was like such an open world game and very almost like it's a really like one feeling game, isn't it? Like you're heading like this multinational corporation that's just aiming to take over the world.
That's what it's all about. It's escapism, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's totally escapism, and you end up essentially. Like, I mean, Syndicate's one of the few games I think of where you can actually like commit basically acts of terrorism. I mean,
a lot of games do that, though, don't they?
Yeah, it's like
dodgy stuff.
It's very dodgy, some of it. There'd be a lot more controversy, I think, if it was released today in the form that it took.
So, how did you start doing YouTube first? I mean, what gave you the idea to sort of like start doing YouTube?
So, I mean, I kind of pissed about on YouTube like for a couple of years, doing little things like bass videos and some like Let's Play stuff, most of which is just long gone. But I did a degree in TV production, and after the first year of that, I just like got a long like summer break, like about 4 months, something ridiculous like that. And I kind of thought, well, I need to do something to hone my skills, and I'd done like some writing, like just on forums and that. And so I thought, why don't I try doing like game videos? And the first thing I did was Space Harrier 2 and Super Thunderblade. Kind of doing them together, like I said.
Super Thunderblade.
Yeah. The first two, basically the first two released Mega Drive games. Yeah. And I did that first off, and I kind of just got a touch on it. I kind of got lucky with a couple of my early videos. Like I did like a 20 worst Sega games list, because in the beginning, when I called my channel the Mega Wii Views, playing on my speech impediments, well, I'm not going to get rid of that. So.
No, well.
I was kind of thinking, well, there's not much. Everything on YouTube just seemed to be like Nintendo at the time, and it wasn't really UK centric, and there doesn't seem to be that much Sega. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot more now, and I mean, I hope.
A lot of dedicated Sega channels, isn't there now?
Yeah, there are a lot more dedicated Sega channels, which I'm really happy to see. And also a lot of stuff that was kind of still in the days, kind of the dying days, I guess, of like the angry reviewer, like I mean, not so much the AVGN, but all the cast-offs of the AVGN. That
kind of style of video.
Yeah, really like mock handles.
Because yours are more documentary style.
I like more documentary, and also in the beginning I like being more positive. I want to do videos about games that I like. I don't really want to do stuff about. I mean, I've covered plenty of games that I've hated, but mostly I try to stick to stuff that I enjoy and companies that I'm interested in, and. Well, nowadays it's kind of just more whatever interests me, whether it's games, wrestling, or whatever. Sometimes not even related to anything like geeky culture.
You're a big fan of wrestling, aren't you? What's your favourite wrestling video game? My favourite wrestling video game is Fire Pro Returns on the PlayStation 2. I played that, and the new one as well, Fire Pro World, is great too. But Fire Pro Returns, I specifically modded my PS2 for, and
I can't tell you like the amount of hours that I put into that game. Like,
do you prefer that over the WWE ones? Then?
Yeah, I mean the WWE ones. I mean, I like Here Comes the Pain. It's always one of my favourites.
That's one of my favourites.
It's a classic. I mean,
they got the game engine down to a T at that. I think there was really good tight game.
They really did. That was kind of the high watermark for it, and just such a great roster of characters as well. Like
kind of the prime that they actually Ruthless Aggression era.
It was total like Ruthless Aggression, like the best of. And then after that, I don't know. I mean, I tried to play the WWE games today. I find them virtually unplayable, to be honest.
They're not as fun as they used to be. They haven't seen that way, do they?
They're just. It's just a mess of just all these different things, and it feels like it's not being properly looked at in years. It's so disappointing to see, and I just wish to go back to something like Here Comes the Pain, where everything looks
keep it simple,
good, and you could really go and you could do some ridiculous stuff like being able to, like, I think it was Shut Your Mouth, where you could climb on the SmackDown fist.
Oh, that was the third or fourth one, wasn't it?
Yeah. And that was like, or in Here Comes the Pain, where you could get on the helicopter and do like a dive. Like, just silly things like that. It's like I want to see that again. I don't, and be able to like put on like really entertaining matches, whereas it seems like so much more hard work now in the new WWE games. Just can't get into it.
So when you did the first documentary style video, did you realise that your channel would take off like that?
I think when I did Ocean Software, that was kind of a big one for me, because that kind of got shared in a lot of places.
It was a help when that happens, when one video gets like a multiple hits everywhere. Things start to take off.
It really took off. That video took off quite quickly, and that was kind of when I thought. I mean, because I was still working at, I was still doing my regular job, like working in education, and that was really the moment I thought, maybe I actually could do this. I could think about taking this full time. Because from there I just kind of like kept the momentum going, kept doing like more documentaries. Like I think after that I did the Amstrad one.
That's the one that I really discovered you on. Was the Amstrad one.
The Alan Sugar
Amstrad
one.
I Am So Amstrad. So that one was. And that's when we got talking, of course, at that point, and got to know each other.
I mean, obviously, you obviously being such a big Amstrad person, you kind of just got tracked to that quite quickly.
We had a good chat about sugar and his ethics.
Aye. I really want to kind of get to do another video about him at some point.
So, may I ask, because of the explosion of your channel, the popularity you got, like you say, you're doing this full time now, aren't you? Have you got? I mean, we all talk about people comments. And some are nasty. We know that the comment section is sometimes usually a bit toxic. Have you ever got any blowback by being a transsexual?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, my kind of philosophy with as far as like YouTube comments, like internet trolls, whatever. Generally, people find something. They always find something. No one's perfect.
And it's just an easy target to have.
And so it's a particularly easy target. Yeah, I'm transgender, so it's obviously something that people's going to come. They're going to say what tranny female, all that sort of thing.
All that usual bullshit.
All the usual bollocks. I mean, over the years,
doesn't get to you. Does it?
It used to, but I've developed kind of a thick skin over the years, because I mean, before I came out as trans, it was my speech impediment or I'm fat, or anything. YouTube commenters find anything about anyone that they can pick at, and some people respond badly to it, and that's why they do it. And
so you just basically ignore it.
I just ignore it now.
You carry on your stuff, don't let it get you down.
I mean, it's
probably the most positive thing to do as well.
It is,
It's irrelevant really to your content.
It's totally irrelevant. It's not really going to spoil my day.
No, that's good. Nice positive attitude. Very, very good. So you're on the panel tomorrow.
I am, yes.
Are you looking forward to that?
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it's the first time I've done like a panel as like a YouTuber. Like it's like there's people actually going to be here to see me. It's like it's a bit weird, but I've got a good
on you.
But I've got a good nervousness, thinking I'm nervous, but I'm also really excited, and plus I also get to be on the panel with like good friends of mine, like DJ Slope, Nostalgia Nerd, and Ashens, and Dan and Ravi's going to be doing the retro hour of people. So it's really exciting, and it's like I kind of went quite quickly because I mean, for the first few years it's just me in my room just making videos, and it wasn't until I went to Manchester last year
to Play Expo Manchester,
that I you kind of get to meet people there, and all these people start suddenly come up to you and like, oh, I watch your stuff, you know, I've been watching you for years.
It's quite phases sometimes, isn't it? When that happens?
It's like, whoa, okay.
Especially when you've got like a larger fan base like such as yourself.
Yeah, and and so it kind of gives you a bit of a buzz, and
a little ego stroke.
It does kind of make you, it kind of makes you feel a bit like a celebrity. In a way, doesn't it?
In the nicest possible way.
In a nice way. In a nice way, without, you know, the endless celebrity grind and all the coke money and strippers.
We avoid all that kind of stuff.
Of course.
So, my last thing, anything planned special for your channel coming up? Have you got anything in the works?
So, it's like in the immediate time. I mean, I'm at another con next week. I'm at London Anime and Gaming Con.
Yep.
So I'm going to do stuff, and I'm actually doing a panel, a Q&A by myself for that one. So that's a bit. That's a bit intimidating.
Hopefully that'll be on YouTube at some point.
Yeah, and hopefully they don't ask anything about anime, because I know nothing about anime.
An anime conference, but okay.
Well, anime and gaming. So let's just stick to gaming.
Intertwined, isn't it?
It's like, oh, I like Akira. I saw it about 20 years ago.
Yeah. 2 by 3 eyes. That's about it for me.
Yeah. But YouTube video wise, I've got a few like really kind of different things sort of planned, because I've been kind of taking a little easy like at the start of the year, but once I get back from all this events and that, then it's going to start again. And I've got my next video. I'm not going to reveal much, but it's not about gaming, wrestling, music, anything that I've done on the channel before. It's kind of more of a historic thing, but it's a subject that really interests me, and it's a cool story. And I've got certain other kind of different things, but I also want to get back on like the sort of gaming sort of documentary type thing. I want to get back to covering people. Like I've got something about Robert Maxwell planned again, because he
Mirrorsoft.
Mirrorsoft. I mean, because I did like the Mirrorsoft video, and Robert Maxwell is probably one of the most interesting people I've covered, just for
interesting is a good word.
It is interesting. Certainly not a good person.
No. Well, he's controversial. I think
controversial would be a good one.
Is...
But I kind of want to get back. I want to do a video about him and Rupert Murdoch. And their endless feud. So there's stuff like that planned. So there's going to be lots more like big old documentaries. And
watch this space.
Yeah, watch this space. There's loads coming.
Wow. Well, there you go. Well, Kim Justice, thank you very much for taking this time to talk to me.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Upside down handshake there.
Yeah. That's a special secret YouTube handshake.
That's right. Right. Yeah. Cheers. Thanks for watching.
Cheers.
Novabug, and for Kim Justice, out.
Bye bye.
Hello, Novabug here again at Play Blackpool with the Dutch contingent, as it were. You've come over, and again, lovely to see you too.
Thank you, Chris. Lovely to see you.
What brings you over here again?
The people.
The people.
The people.
Because it's all the games. We've seen all the games before.
The games, they're old games. You know, retro games. You know, I've played them all before. No, of course, the retro games and the people. Yeah, I played the arcades, and I actually bought a T-shirt.
Got a shirt?
But I got a shirt, but no games.
No games this time?
No, I was very proud of myself to be able to walk past all these nice stalls and all these games and not buy anything.
Just to go inside of Console Passion, just look at all these prices and say, no.
Yeah, they are pricey, aren't they?
Well, nothing's changed there. I mean, I saw games of 60 and 45 pounds and all that. But
yeah.
No, I'm fine with what I was looking for some Commodore games, which were there. There were Amiga games, there were ST games.
I saw some CBN games.
I had to dive under a table for them.
I was searching for Amstrad games as well, and I couldn't find any because all outnumbered by the Commodores.
Right, so outnumbered even. Well, I would have loved to be able to find something Commodore that
If the Computer Museum had been here, they aren't, I think. Then
Console Passion always are, but Retro Plushie, are they in there? I didn't notice this time.
I don't think.
I don't know. There were plushies, but I don't know.
Plushies, Retro Plushie. So none of the talks this time interested you, did you? Did you go to any of the talks?
We planned on going to one of the talks, but we were an hour early, and that's because of my watch being on the European time zone.
Right.
We trusted Mark.
And then we decided to get some food, and then we were late.
Yeah.
And then Spectrum Next, sorry guys, but the Spectrum Next, we really wanted to go there.
It was a good talk.
So busy. I believe our friend, our headmaster at Retro and Lim has actually taped it.
No. No, because he decided that he lost his cable for the camera.
Oh, right.
He lost the cable for the camera at that point. He left it in his sat-nav.
Oh.
And that's on record now.
Okay.
For Steve's embarrassment.
Bloody
so
it doesn't matter, Steve.
You see how professional we are.
I'm hoping for tomorrow that the panel discussions and stuff will
be taped. They will be taped. I'll be overseeing that personally, and as you can see from this personal setup here, you know it's going to happen.
Very professional.
You can still remain our leader.
I'll have a video up on how he sets up.
If you flip over to Mark's channel, Lactobacillus Prime, you'll see it. It's brilliant.
Who's the mystery camera girl? That's
right. So, I want to ask you, what is your favourite Commodore game ever?
My favourite Commodore game ever? Christ.
And we have a Commodore audience here as well.
Yeah. So. I think. Oh man, that's. I think. Well, I'm gonna have to go with Test Drive because that's the thing that we played the most, and I just so much had the feeling that I was really driving a Lotus. I picked a Lotus every time for some reason, and I never actually got to the top. I think when I was young. But we played a lot of hardball, and we tried a million games. But I think Test Drive is the one, and that means also that I missed out on all the Iridiums and Iris Alphas and all the games that I think now are great games. But I just didn't have time to look at them because we raced past so many games. So Test Drive.
Same question for you.
Well, it's actually a bit complicated. I would have to say Boulder Dash, but I can't because my brother is so stinking good at it that he's able to play several levels. He just keeps going on and on and on. So a good second is actually Miss Pac-Man. But I haven't been playing that much recently. But yeah, Miss Pac-Man on the Commodore 64. It's not even an original. No. It's an arcade port. But it's just a lovely game, and I'm just If Miss Pac-Man and the Commodore 64, it's always the game that I put on first whenever I haven't turned on my Commodore 64 for any period of time. Yeah.
Interesting. You talked about the Spectrum Next talk. I gave a question to the Olivers, and I'll ask you two as big Commodore fans. Would you think that could work with a Commodore?
A Dizzy game?
No, what they've done with the Spectrum Next. Someone described it as like a super-powered 8-bit. Do you think that could work with the Commodore if they tried that idea, or even the Amstrad?
I think in a way it already is. There's this C65 project, a reimagination of the C65 going on. It's a hardware project, but it already exists. It's the Amiga.
Yeah. Well, you got the Viper board with the Amiga, is it? The enhancement for the Amiga.
Yeah, the Amiga is the Viper board.
Yeah.
And but you mean like an enhancement?
Like a hardware unit, like the Spectrum Next is like a hardware unit with all these enhancements on it. Would it get that backing, or is it just too niche?
I think probably.
Why is the Spectrum so obvious to pick?
Because it needs it, probably.
Yeah, I guess a lot of. Yeah, I mean,
all more Spectrum fans have just turned off now.
No, but I mean,
they do that all the time when they come in for Amstrad.
Reprogramming the character set in real time to produce wonderful scrolling games and everything. You lose so much processing power to do these fancy tricks.
Yeah.
That being able to use hardware sprites and do the same nice programming on the Spectrum is actually excellent. I think it would enhance a lot of Spectrum games to something that's even better. But because it's so much Spectrum-like, it's actually still feels like a Spectrum. So, and I guess the Commodore 64, I don't see adding something onto that will attract a following. I think the Commodore 64.
So what you're saying is the Commodore was perfect as it was?
No, the Commodore is flawed. The Commodore is also very flawed. But I think the old 8-bits, because they're flawed, because they're limited.
Yeah.
And you see that with the new homebrew games that are coming out. I mean, Galantia.
Yeah.
I mean, the way that game plays, that game.
It's part of their charm, isn't it, as well?
Yes.
Sam's Journey. If you look
Sam's Journey.
Sam's Journey is a game that I would never have expected to even run on the Commodore 64, but it does.
And the new game from 8-Bit Guy, a real-time strategy game. I forgot the name.
Is it X2 or something?
But I mean, it plays like it actually plays like Command and Conquer on an 8-bit machine. The fact that they're limited is very cool.
Yeah.
And I think if you take away the limits, like on the Spectrum Next, I think it's an excellent.
It's still limited, but less limited.
Less limited, yeah. And I'm actually very curious how it will turn out. And I didn't back the Kickstarter.
Yeah.
And Jim Begley, if you're watching it, please can I buy a Spectrum Next somewhere? No, I feel so I feel so bad that I didn't back it, but I really will. I'm going to get one at some point.
So finally, will you come back to play Blackpool one day?
I want to ask you a question.
You can ask me a question.
Because I think I'd love it. I'd love a Commodore 64 with 32 sprites instead of 8.
Oh yeah.
And a bit of extra processing power. I'd love that. As long as it wouldn't break compatibility with the old games, I'd be all for it.
The C65 hardware project, I'm very curious how that will turn out.
So we do want a sort of enhanced Commodore then, definitely.
Yeah.
I'd be for it. I mean, it wouldn't kill the previous one, but I'd love a project like that. Yeah. Just to finally break free from the stupid 8 sprite limit, that would be lovely.
And the 3911 basic bytes free.
Well, that is all the Commodore you're going to get on this channel.
Okay. Commodore.
Amstrad CPC GX4000.
Yes, well, we'll stop that right there. Mark, thank you very much. Walter, thank you very much. And hopefully we'll see you soon.
Yeah,
okay?
definitely.
Novabug out.